Hello, my name is Ryan Stevenson, and today I'll be informing you guys about the numerous altercations and run-ins with the law John Morant has had in the recent news. But first, a little backstory about John Morant. John Morant is a perennial all-star in the NBA today. Most kids look up to him he's mostly known for his high-flying abilities above the rim and dunking. But before the NBA, John Morant attended Murray State University, and he's from a small town in South Carolina. John Morant really blew up in mainstream news in college for his crazy dunks that made SportsCenter and really got him his notoriety, which ended up to him being drafted second overall by the Memphis Grizzlies. He had an amazing rookie year, and up until now, he's became one of the face of the NBA. John Morant recently has came into a few run-ins with the law that I'll talk about later in my speech. But before that, there was really problems with John Morant, and a lot of kids from my age and younger really looked up to him for numerous reasons. He was good with kids. He has a flamboyant personality. He's always dancing, having a good time on and off the court. And so the few events that happened over the course of the last few months are really shocking to me because it's not things somebody of his character would normally do. And so I'm gonna get into a few of those now. So the first one was John Morant attended one of his younger sister's volleyball games, and in attending that, one of the fans happened to say something, I guess, that was offensive to John Morant's sister, and so he took offense to it too, and he went up to the fans, kind of had an altercation during the volleyball game that led to John Morant having to be escorted out the gym. And we understand that he had to stick up for his sister, but sometimes you gotta think of who you are as a person is in his shoes, because he's making millions of dollars every day, so it would be hard to stoop down to someone else's level just to get a reaction out of you. The second event that occurred for John Morant was an altercation he had in a mall parking lot because of a dispute that happened in the store with his mother. His mother had a dispute about something in one of the stores in the mall. He ended up, unfortunately, calling John Morant, and John Morant came with a group of members, and they ended up having a scuffle in the parking lot, and somehow, some way, from somebody in the group that was with John Morant, a gun ended up being pulled out. And that's not going to be the first time in this piece I'm going to talk about John Morant with a gun. The third altercation that John Morant had was with a 17-year-old over the summer during a pickup basketball game. John Morant and a 17-year-old were playing pickup basketball, and I guess a hard foul occurred or something like that, and the 17-year-old, I guess, was being a 17-year-old trying to get under John Morant's skin, and eventually ended up getting under his skin. And John Morant said it wasn't self-defense because he said the 17-year-old hit him first, but John Morant ended up punching the 17-year-old repeatedly. It was said in an article by New York Post that John Morant hit the team 13 times, and later came back with a gun to try to intimidate the young kid. In an article by New York Post, it says John Morant wanted to file a countersuit because he feel like he was defamed of millions of dollars in game time that was valuable for him and his brand during the year. And then the next altercation John Morant had was he was flashing a gun at a strip club he went to. Now this was nights after he just played basketball game in the NBA. He went to a strip club, probably was intoxicated, and ended up flashing a gun in the strip club with strippers and other people attending. And that wasn't also a good look for him, because this is not something that somebody of his caliber would normally do, being in the position of power that he has. And then lastly, another thing John Morant did over the summer was he flashed a gun on an Instagram live video. And of course, I'm going to say I think he was intoxicated too, because somebody like him in the right state of mind, I don't think, would flash a gun normally. So, these are all a few things that John Morant has did. I'm just informing you guys. I'm not trying to make you look at him any different. You can make your own point of view. I still like John Morant personally, but yeah, I think these are not indicative of his personality, the type of person he is. So I'll say these are just a few bad things that happened to him, that happen to him and his people. over the summer, and I think that he can bounce back from this in the future.